Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, today we are going to see the first chapter of Introduction to Art and Culture. So, first thing what we have to understand here is paintings and drawings are the oldest art form that was used by human beings to express themselves. And in that again, we are going to see through the different ages how it evolved. Now, what do you mean by Paleolithic age? It is the old Stone Age, okay, which marks the early development of human beings. And it is again divided into lower Paleolithic and upper Paleolithic. When you talk about lower Paleolithic, you don't have any evidence of artwork. That is your potential prelims question right there. In the upper Paleolithic era, you have a proliferation of artistic activities around the world, not just in a particular region, but around the world, with paintings of animals that were hunted, human figures, human activities, geometric designs, symbols, all of this were there. Earliest paintings in India also were reported during this time. Okay, so in the upper Paleolithic period that you have maximum artistic works taking place. In the year 1867-68, first discovery of rock painting was done by Archibald Carlyle 12 years before Altamira in Spain. Altamira in Spain, it's again a rock painting back in the country Spain. Rock painting sightings have been found in Kashmir, where the slabs have been discovered with engravings, Madhya Pradesh, UP, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Bihar, and important one, Kumaon Hills of Uttarakhand. Okay, which is actually a rock shelter on the bank of River Suyal at Lakudiyar. Lakudiyar typically means 1 lakh caves. Now let us see the significance of these rock paintings in Lakudiyar. The paintings here can be divided into three categories, which is man, animal, and geometric patterns, which are in white, black, and red ochre. The animals that were painted included a long-snouted animal, fox, and multi-legged lizard. Okay, next comes the human figures. Now, human figures were depicted in a dancing form, and this is a recurring theme. Understand that this dancing theme is can be seen in almost all the cave paintings, where actually it is the drawing is basically stick figures holding hands together and dancing. Okay, other thing is wavy lines. The earliest paintings are in black, the later ones are in red ochre, and the last one is in white. And as the new paintings are always made over the earlier paintings, or they are even superimposed sometimes. Clear? Now let us go to the granite rocks of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Now the granite rocks. Granite, understand, smooth surface, more or less smooth surface. So it was a canvas for the Neolithic man. So let us see what are its significant features. Now basically in the regions Kuppagallu, Piklihal and Tekal Kota, you have these paintings. Paintings are in white. Paintings are in red ochre over a white background, and paintings are in red ochre. So understand one thing, paints basically had white, red ochre and charcoal. These are the themes. And again, if you remember, these three are the primary colors which has already been discussed in the 6th standard NCRT also. Okay, now they belong to late historical, early historical and Neolithic periods. Which were the subjects? Bulls, elephants, sambar, gazelle, sheep, goat, horses. Now understand that in the Neolithic era we are seeing horses. Okay, stylized humans, tridents, but very rarely vegetable motifs. So it was basically human beings and animals in the Neolithic era in the cave paintings found in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, and very rarely you had vegetable motifs. The richest of all the paintings, that is the best among them all, it is neither Lakudiyar, it is neither Andhra and Karnataka, it is Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so it is actually, if you look at the paintings, they stretch from Vindhya ranges in Madhya Pradesh to the Kaimurian extension in UP. Okay, now you have paintings that come from both the Paleolithic as well as the Mesolithic era. It was a perfect place for Stone Age people to live. Why? I have already told you, forests, wild plants, fruits, streams, and creeks. Most spectacular was Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, now who discovered this? This was discovered by archaeologist V.S. V.S. Vakankar in 1957 to 58. The images that were depicted were mundane daily life, sacred and royal images. The drawings and paintings in Bhimbetka can be classified into 7 historical periods, which is Upper Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Chalcolithic, and 4 other successive periods. Here we are only going to see the first 3 periods, which is Upper Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Chalcolithic. So let us see what is Upper Paleolithic. Here you had linear representations. Green color was used for dancers, red color was used for hunters. Animal figures like bisons, elephants, tigers, rhinos, and boars, and stick like human figures were prominent. You also had geometric patterns. Now, let us see what is the significance of Mesolithic period. When we come to Mesolithic period, it had the largest number for paintings. So understand that now. Okay. Earlier, what did we see? Lower Paleolithic period had very poor artistic work. It was the Upper Paleolithic work which had what is it? A huge surge of artistry. All right. That is with the world. When we talk about Bhimbetka specifically, it is the Mesolithic period where we have largest number for paintings. Now, why do you think that would have happened? Think about it. I told you earlier, Mesolithic era, grasslands developed because of what? Climate change. Now, people started settling down. People started practicing agriculture. People started rearing animals. Now, automatically, what will they have in their hand? They'll be having free time in their hand. This allowed them to explore more. I'm talking about India here. Okay, so that is what it is. So, hunting scenes predominate. Hunting using barbed spears, pointed sticks, arrows, and bows, traps, and snares. Now, note this: the knowledge of arrows and bows was known from the Mesolithic era onwards in India. Understand that. Simple clothes and ornaments, headdresses and masks were painted. Elephant, bison, tiger, boar, deer, antelope, leopard, panther, rhino, fish, frog, lizard, squirrel, birds, all these were subjects. Mesolithic artists loved to paint animals. Humans were depicted in stylistic manner. Community dances, like I told you, the earlier ones also, the earlier paintings also, what we discussed, I have told you clearly, what is it? Stick figures holding hands together and dancing. Similar to that, women, children, young and old, all of them were depicted, and it was, as you can clearly see, family life was being depicted in these paintings. Clear? Now coming to Chalcolithic period. Chalcolithic period, when we talk about, we have what? We have paintings reveal association, contact, and mutual exchange of requirements with agricultural communities in the Malian plains. Sorry, not the Malian plains, it's the Malvan plains. Malvan plains it is. Cross-hatched squares, lattices, pottery, and metal tools. Okay, that is also represented that it had a certain vividness and vitality. The vividness and vitality of the earlier periods was missing here. Important. So these two things, okay, it is a Malvan plains here, and another thing is vividness and vitality. So gradually the paintings are losing its sheen here. So once again, in the Mesolithic era, paintings were huge in Bhimbetka, but in the Chalcolithic era, it lost its vividness and vitality. Next thing what you have to understand is, it was in the Upper Paleolithic period that there was a huge, surge in artistry works. Now finally, when we come to conclude, let us see what and all the artists of Bhimbetka used. White probably came from limestone, yellow, orange, and red ochre, purple, brown, green, which came from chalcedony, and black, which would have probably come from charcoal. Okay, white and red. Red was obtained from hematite, were apparently the most favorite colors. Gum or resin from trees and animal fat may have been used to mix the paint. Okay, brushes were made out of plant fiber. Colors have remained intact because of the chemical reaction of the oxides present on the surface of rocks. Note this point, people. It could come as a prelims question. Paintings discovered in rock shelters and places of religious importance. People didn't live here. Okay, understand that. Paintings were discovered in rock shelters as well as places of religious importance. In places of religious importance, people did not live. Some of the most beautiful paintings were actually discovered on the ceiling. All right, it clearly shows that people whoever lived in Bhimbetka, they had an intrinsic passion for storytelling, and new paintings were always painted on old paintings. All right, with that we come to an end of the first chapter, and with that the combined 4 videos have served its useful purpose. Go through these earlier 3 videos and then go through this 4th video which we saw right now, so that you get a clear understanding of the subject, and with that it will complete it entirely. Okay, from the NCERT perspective. Okay people, any doubts or suggestions, please put it up in the comment section. Thank you. Take care.